Hello. My name is— wait. Oh my goodness, am I still using text-to-speech to talk? And this design for myself is so old, it hasn't changed since the 10K video. I am terribly sorry, how rude of me. A celebration like this deserves higher quality work. A little help?
There we go. Oh god, I feel so much better now that I'm not in a stuffy hoodie. Anyways, hello! My name is Zach, but a lot of you just know me as Z Sharp Studios. And welcome, everyone, to the 100,000 subscribers special! Okay, I might be a little late, and I know I said early 2026 for this video, but trust me when I say the extra wait time was completely worth it. Let me get into what this video will actually be like. But, first of all, where even am I? Where even am I? This is a terrible spot for a 100K special. I'm losing viewers just standing here. Let me see if I can pretty things up for you all. Oh, okay, this is good, yeah. Anyways, where was I? So 100,000 subscribers is a gigantic number. 6 digits. In fact, you need a football stadium this big to house that many people all at once. That's ridiculous. That's insane. That's insane. I still cannot believe I have this many people that looked at what I make and decided, yeah, okay, I like you. So this video is meant to be for all of you that helped make this possible. One of the main ways I figured to have this kind of community interaction was a Q&A, like in the 10K special. So I sent out a post, a tweet, and a Google form to collect as many questions as possible over a weekend and got a ton of responses to go through. I will do my best to answer each and every one. Alongside that, there are some fun little surprises I plan to show off between some of the questions that I think you guys will love. This might be a long video. And if you're watching this as it premieres, I hope you are all strapped in and ready. I'm really excited to see what you all said, so let's see the first question here.
Why did you stop making Mandela Catalog videos?
Would you come back at doing Mandela Catalog songs?
Will Mandela Catalog ever come back?
Okay, well, I should have seen this coming. Let's just get these out of the way as quickly as possible. I've said this a few times in a few different places, but I'm going to take this opportunity to set the record straight, like as bluntly as possible. I do not want to make any more Mandela Catalog content. I am done. Regardless of the outcome of the drama, and I hate using that word. I don't feel comfortable doing any fan content for it anymore, and I have no desire to do so. All the videos currently on my channel will remain up to view. Any existing unfinished stories or songs or ARGs or anything else will remain incomplete. If you somehow still do not understand that I am done, I don't know what to tell you. It was fun, but it's been years at this point, man. I'd really like to move on. Okay, that's the big all-encompassing statement there, but there are a few other straggling questions I can get through really quick.
What happened to LTTOS? Is it finished and lurking in the Mandela FNF mod files, which is now defunct and can't be downloaded again? So that sucks. Will it get its own video release on your channel, or is it never coming out?
Lured to the Other Side, for those who do not know, because this is so old, was a long-teased remix/mashup project of mine during my Mandela phase. I listened to the County Funkin OST and liked it, so I posted about making a remix from it, which got the attention of the analog Funkin devs, for some reason. I held a poll between remixing one or the other song, and it turned into a big thing, and it's actually how I met Boo Boo.
Make it a little slower. Oh my god.
And Chase Redding.
Yeah, it's meant to be a 50-50 chance.
Wait, let me try.
Oh, okay.
As for the remix itself, I've got a big secret to tell you. It was never done. Like, not even a little. I made one concept and posted it way back in 2022, but that was all that was ever done. I brought it back for an April Fool's video in 2023, which was the layup for Thonk Z Mixed. You can check the ends of some other videos on my channel to find more teasers for it, which I will probably cut out eventually. But that remix was never getting done. I had and still have a bad habit of announcing things way before they're done. I'll probably talk about that a little more in future questions.
What gave you the idea to put Adam and Jonah in Think Z?
Hype moments in Aura, man. I think I talked about it more in the 10K special since that video came out right before Think Z Mixed, but that was the start of me wanting to do big, unexpected changes in my remixes to give myself some unique identity. And by the way, while we're here, let's talk about something real quick. Think Z? I don't know if I'm bad at naming things, but there are a ton of people that either butcher my name or my video titles, like, commonly. I hear a lot of Encounter Z, Remix Z, you'll hear Z Miller in a question coming up. Guys, it's Z Sharp Studios, or Z Sharp, and Z Mixed. Sorry, I know I'm being a little rude, but I just kind of want to put that out there.
Is Montella Z mixed relation with you?
Nope, that is a fan mod by Marcus Menace.
What happened to Not Enough Room Z Mixed? Will it still be released one day, or is it cancelled fully forever and ever?
Gone. Not happening. That wasn't finished either. You guys seeing what I have to deal with all the time? Anyway, now that those are out of the way, we can get to the actual start of the Q&A. Let's see what burning questions you all had.
Where is Miller Z Mixed?
Now, hold on, just give me a minute.
Miller when?
Can I just say something?
I'm just gonna get the question out the
Miller
way.
Mixed, please?
What
I need
is
more
it?
exact content.
Hey, I'm sorry. Damn.
I know, I fully expected these kinds of questions anyways. It's kind of why I wanted to do another Q&A in the first place. So let me just say it now. I will answer these. But I would like to save it for the end of the video. I mean, how else am I gonna keep you guys watching if I put the big news right at the start? That's no fun anyways, right? Right. With that addressed, let's begin for real.
Are you planning on finishing songs that are unfinished, i.e., full body amputation?
When's full body amputation Z Mixed?
Unfinished songs are something that has plagued me for years now, so much that I even had to make a video for it. And if you watched, you might have seen things like Road to Vegas, Red System, Full Body Amputation Z Mixed, and some others. While Road to Vegas did end up getting finished and uploaded, there are probably a lot of songs of mine that will remain unfinished, at least for now. Except Red System, because I do want to go back to that eventually. And as for Full Body Amputation Z Mixed, I have some good news and bad news. The bad news is that remix will not get finished. The good news is my unfinished version of it got the attention of a certain dev team, and well, I cannot speak on progress for that since I'm not the director, so that is all I can really say for now.
What program do you use to make the songs? What program for the videos? This might be extra to ask, but can we get like an average process of a song video?
Clearly, some people didn't watch that 10K special before asking these things. Gosh. Actually, you know what? That makes sense. These could be more recent subscribers. In that case, I have always used FL Studio to compose songs for this channel. And Fortnite that one time. As for the videos themselves, for a while I used the dreadful Adobe Premiere Pro. I still use Premiere for editing, but not visualizers. I have since moved to Z Game Editor, a built-in visualizer maker in FL Studio. Whenever I don't get help from another artist, I draw my own art assets in Clip Studio Paint. Also, I see you asking about the process that goes into a video, and I'll come back to that a little later.
What was your process during the Road to Vegas song? What were all the programs you used? Thanks, Smile.
Road to Vegas and Psychobituary, by the way, really dumb names that I picked, was the first time I ended up making my own sprites and animations. In fact, that entire video, other than one animation by Pochanian, was done solely by me. I'm pretty proud of that. The Mesmerizer reference was because I saw Subterfuge Wacky Mix do something like that, and I thought it was cool. I think a lot more people should value the explanation of because it's cool a lot more. I think that visualizer is one of the coolest ones on my channel right now, and I want to keep that level of quality for my bigger projects going forward.
IK, you're going to be asked about Z Miller a lot, but I want to ask more about the combinations of songs you've been doing for a while. such as, Heaven says but it's about Mandela catalog, freeforming an obituary but it's around Miller and Jack, etc. like that. Will there be more of these kinds of combinations of taking a song and changing a core element of it while still staying true to the original, mostly?
What you are describing is the original philosophy behind Z-mixes. Kinda. When I first started doing remixes, like all the way back, you can see that they were never traditional remixes. Mashups, twists, unexpected additions, the works. I've always believed that just making a remix is fine on its own, but wouldn't it be so much cooler if there was something entirely new that wasn't in the original song? Lawyers will call it a derivative work and will usually hate it. I call it fun and usually love it. The difference between what makes something a song but Z-mixed versus an entirely new mix is how it starts. For example, Real Sleep Z-Mix starts the same as the original song, with the same characters, and the change only happens later in the song. However, Heaven Says Mandela Mix starts with lyrical changes and the context is entirely different. It would be misleading to title it Heaven Says Z-Mix because someone might click on it expecting a standard remix of Heaven Says, when it's not. Oh yeah, your question. Of course I'll keep doing it, I love it.
Are you going to release your songs onto Spotify, or no?
Well, you know what? That's actually a great idea. It's so great that, I already did it years ago. See, look at how cool I am answering these requests literally years before they get asked.
How do you feel about the people that make covers / very limited remixes of your songs? Are they frustrating or do you just not care?
That's a good question. I've always been like this, but re-uploads and low quality covers are things that I don't really like. I believe you should strive to be at least a little original and put a small amount of effort into your craft instead of just taking an existing song and changing one tiny thing and then posting it. This has been an especially big issue for the Mandela remixes, but I don't really go after a lot of them and only do so if they're literally just direct re-uploads. 10-hour loops? YouTube has a loop feature on videos. Slowed and reverbed? You don't need that for these remixes. I think they used to frustrate me more because I was not as big of a channel as I am now, but now I'm pretty much apathetic to them because I have an established subbase.
What is your opinion on people writing lyrical covers for your FNF songs?
Adversely, I think the idea of this is cool. I think the only time I've gotten a real lyrical cover where the person actually decides to sing instead of there just being words on screen was for Real Sleep Z-Mix, and I thought it was cool to do. There are a lot of channels that do these higher effort lyrical versions of songs, and I encourage you to lean more in that direction instead of just captioning my songs.
What is your favorite song you've made?
This question has a trick answer, and you already know it if you have ever asked any creative hobby person about what they think their best work is. It is always the thing they haven't released yet. But that's lame. That doesn't even tell you anything. I think my favorite song that I've uploaded is probably Postmortem. Gaster is a character that I've always loved, and this song was pretty much all of that crammed into a 6-minute experience. It might be a little rough around the edges, but things like this will always show their age with time.
What song did you dislike creating the most, and why?
Now this is a thinker. The way it's phrased is specifically which song I did not like making the most, not which song I hate most. So it gives me an easy answer of saying Miller Z-Mixed. The process of making that song has been awful. Fun, but awful. But whoa, I can't talk about Miller yet. We're saving that for the end. Bring up the next question.
Do you have a particular favorite versus Circle Guys song?
What did I just say, man? Actually, Miller is not my favorite song from the mod, so you're fine. I think I would have to go with either Followed, Watchful, or After Midnight. All very good songs.
Will you ever make a Discord server for fans to join?
I've got some big news. Just kidding, I don't actually have one of those. I would love to make a server specifically for the reason of giving my community a space to chat and interact with each other, but I don't have a ton of free time to manage and moderate something like that. It would be really handy for when I post cryptic teasers or run another puzzle or mini ARG, because then people have a central location to talk about that stuff. But alas, I have no plans for it at this moment. Maybe if there's enough interest in it, I can reconsider. Speaking of setting things up, there is one particular feature I unlocked a while ago as a creator on YouTube, and I want to finally use it. Introducing channel memberships. Let me preface this by saying this is optional. 100% optional. The primary way this is set up is as a tip jar. I hardly upload as is, and though I hope to increase the output of videos, I think it's a little unfair to bar videos entirely behind memberships. So here's what I'm thinking of so far. Firstly, when joining as a member, you will get a silly little badge next to your name when commenting on my videos and in Premiere chats. This badge will change as you maintain your membership over a month, 2 months, half a year, and so on. Members will get a shout out at the end of new videos and songs starting this summer, and I will do my darndest to make sure you guys feel appreciated for your generosity. An idea that I'm still thinking about is posting older or unfinished songs as member-only videos before I make the new compilations that go up later on. For example, members would get a song on its own, another song on its own, and then way later on, I would compile those songs in one video and upload that for everyone to see. I'm also considering having songs and videos be available early for members before they go fully public later. Whatever the case is, I'll post an update on the community tab soon. Memberships will be available starting in the next few days or week. So if you're interested in that and want to show an extra bit of support, I welcome it. I just want to reiterate again though, the main purpose is having it to be as a tip jar, where you are just showing your support for the love of the game. Anyways, God, enough shilling and selling out, man. What kind of 100K special even is this? Let's get back to the questions.
Hey, Mr. Sharp. Big fan of yours. What games are you currently playing? And are any of them Resident Evil?
It's so crazy that you brought this up specifically because not too long ago, there was a big sale for the entire Resident Evil series, and I took that opportunity with haste. I'll play them eventually. I already have a huge list of games I need to play. For the stuff I played recently, I played Grace on Roblox, which is awesome. Five Nights at Fredbear's 3, which is also awesome. And I tried the original Sonic the Hedgehog game not too long ago, which was less awesome.
Do you play Ultra Kill? And if yes, did you pay rank P2 yet?
I do play Ultra Kill. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time by this point. Bro. As for your other question, yeah.
Will you be interested in working with other mods in the future? What normally conveys you to make music for someone or for a mod? Money? A favor? A friend?
I've had my fair share of people reaching out to me to work on their FNF mods over time, which I am flattered, by the way. But there's one core thing that motivates me to work on something: how much I actually like it. I was once on a Mario and Luigi FNF mod. I even started a song for the Dark Star. Putting that in contrast with any random mod asking me for help, it's clear which one I would work on more. That's the main reason I don't do commissions or anything like that, because if someone asks me to make a song for them and it's about something I don't like or don't even know about, then I feel like I'm not putting my 100% into it, you know? But I don't want that to stop people from reaching out. I'll talk about it later on in the video, but something I feel like I missed out on is joining a bunch of random mods in the heyday of the community where things were coming out left and right. Nowadays, it's a lot harder to get on mods because everything is well established and the bar has raised way higher. You wanna know something crazy? Despite my popularity being based on making remixes, I have still never joined one remix mod. D-Sides team, please give me a chance, please, I'm begging you.
Will you do more non-FNF stuff?
Yes, wholeheartedly, yes. I have been itching to spread my wings beyond making music with beeps and boops and the occasional short burst of lyrics into full-on songs outside my comfort zone. I don't think I'll ever really get away from FNF content because everyone that I've seen that tries to step away from it ends up coming back around eventually. But I do vastly want to expand my horizons and make different music. There's a few more questions in this sort of vein, so let's explore this topic a little further.
Do you have any plans on making any Hollow Knight songs?
Not at the moment. I love Hollow Knight. I 100%ed, almost 100% in both games. And if I ever get into orchestral style music, I will give it a shot. But for now, I got nothing. I do know a guy that might be making something Hollow Knight related soon though.
Will you ever make a 2011 XFNF song?
Believe it or not, I have had ideas for EXE content in the past. One of which was an incredibly ambitious remix that combines every big song into one. I will not be doing that anymore for obvious reasons. But there is another idea I have that I might circle back to eventually because I think it's cool. So your answer is maybe.
Do you plan on making songs for other franchises? You've made songs for Undertale and for FNAF. But do you plan on doing some songs for franchises like Pokémon or Yu-Gi-Oh? I love those icks and would love to hear songs from you covering franchises like those.
I'm gonna tie up all the rest of these request-like questions up into a bow and just say that, yes, I do plan to make songs for other franchises. But when it comes to these specifically, I don't know them except Pokemon and SCP. I have a ton of interests, and maybe at some point, I'll make a song for each and every one of them. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Remastering old songs?
What, you mean like right now? No, I'm doing a Q&A. How about you? I've thought about remastering songs before, yeah. but I want to keep that under wraps. I'm really trying to avoid promising anything that I'm not absolutely certain I will make, so I apologize for a lot of these vague half answers. If I just go and announce things willy-nilly, we'll end up with another Miller's remix where things take 3 years to happen, and nobody wants that.
Can you remix C# Studios? Thanks.
I'm really glad I have subscribers like you guys.
If there was one remix you could go back and change/fix up a bit, which one would it be?
This sort of fits into the remastering songs questions, but I'll bite. I think Real Sleep Z-Mix could have used some more polish. The visualizer itself is clunky, it kind of goes on for a while, the mixing is weird, I didn't really change a lot, the image I use of the moon has a mouse cursor over it, it's a mess! But it still turned out okay, and sometimes that's all that matters.
Is there any plan to release FLP files of your remixes, upload voices/inst files for the ones that don't have them?
Do you plan on releasing any of your FLPs in the future?
Will you ever release FLPs on Ko-fi or Drive or other sites? P.S. Shucks, Z-Mixed if you ran out.
I've had this request going around for a while, like a very long while, and I have thought it over on multiple occasions. Especially because I got composer friends that do actually sell their FLPs. But my thought process always ends up at the same conclusion to not do it because I can already see what kind of stuff some people make even when they don't have these files. Yeah, so I still feel unsure. While I was planning this 100K special and script writing it, it was my full intention that I would set up a Ko-fi shop and throw all my song projects on there for like 15 bucks a pop. But as I think about it more, I still don't feel completely comfortable with it. There was an incident at one point where Encounter Z-Mix got falsely copyrighted by someone else, and part of how I got that solved was by listing that I have the original project file for that remix. If I sell these, then I run the risk of even more of these complications popping up in the future, which leaves me in an awkward position. So here's what I want to do. I want to know why you guys might want my FLPs, because if you lead with your reason being to make covers of you and your friends singing my songs, then I could just post vocal FLPs instead of the entire thing. But if your reasoning is to see how I did things and what my process is, maybe I could find an alternative way to show this. Maybe I could try to tie this into memberships to increase the value of joining as a member. Whatever I end up doing is dependent on you guys. If you want the song project files, I want you to let me know why, so I can try to find a way to make everyone happy here. I think that's all I have to say on the FLPs for now. We got a Q&A to get back to. I mean, we're like hardly through this pile of questions, so we really got to keep things rolling. Now we are shifting from requests and the channel to talk about more personal stuff that you guys asked. You weird parasocial monsters, you.
How have you been?
I've been okay. Life can be pretty stressful at times, and it's not always the most fun, but without clouds or rain, nobody would appreciate a sunny day, right? Thanks for checking in though, I hope you all are doing great.
When did you first start making music, and what programs have you used so far?
This is also something I answered in the last Q&A, but the short answer is that making music has been a part of my life since the 3rd or 4th grade. From the trumpet, to the piano, to the ukulele for a little bit, and then back to the piano, and then onto a digital audio workstation. I played piano for 2 school talent shows and 1 graduation, but nowadays I use FL Studio for basically everything. I think at some point I'd like to go back to doing physical instruments again, since they're good things to know how to use.
Who or what has been your biggest inspiration for your music? What made you want to start creating music in the first place?
This is a really interesting one because I don't think I've ever really thought of something like this. What inspired me to make music? I mean, I think the urge to create anything is natural for people to have. You need to have some kind of creative outlet to express yourself. It's kind of what makes humans human. For me, I grew up playing video games like my life depended on it. When I was really young, I would wake up before school to play Mario Galaxy and SpongeBob Truth or Square on the Wii. I was the classic hide your DS under the pillow and pretend like you're asleep kid. And because of how much time I spent playing games, I think the music from them left an imprint on my little idiot brain. I didn't tend towards listening to actual music on the radio. I was the freakish nerd with the oversized headphones listening to Undertale remixes until my phone died. And I think as I explored YouTube for that kind of music, I came across artists like The Living Tombstone, DA Games, JT Music, Stupendium, Retrospector, Shara X, and the dozens of other artists dealing with what would be called nerdcore today. I'm sure I had no clue just how much I was affecting my future by listening to all that either.
Are there any songs that inspired you to start making music?
I just listed off a bunch of the nerdcore people, but if we're being specific, it's the Undertale OST at the forefront. Foundation of Toby Fox's music is simple when you break it down into what he does. You don't need big fancy instruments or symphonic orchestras to make memorable music. You can get away with using sound fonts and samples and other stuff. Me going into making remixes specifically had to be all the people making remixes and mashups like Retrospector and the others I mentioned listening to earlier.
What made you come up with your channel name, and what made you become a YouTuber?
Look, let me just say, I'm incredibly bad at naming things when it comes to myself. My usernames for everything have always included my name to some extent because I'm low-key a narcissist. Don't do that, by the way. That's bad for your online safety, especially now. Z Sharp Studios actually used to be Z Sharp Productions a very long time ago, and I originally only had this channel for uploading a recording of myself playing Megalovania at my 8th grade talent show. I wanted to go into doing piano covers and made only one, which is now unlisted, and I wasn't really serious about doing YouTube. It wasn't until my early remixes started to blow up that I decided this was something worth pursuing.
What made you want to make FNF music? And what's the song you're most proud of?
I actually only ever got into Friday Night Funkin' because my little sister introduced it to me around the time week 4 came out. By the time week 6 was out and B-sides remixes were a thing, I was fully into it. FNF as a game concept just hooked me in its style and simplicity, and I think early mods helped elevate that level a lot. So when you think about it, the only reason I'm here in the community today in the first place is because my sister actually showed me the game way back in week 4. So you can thank her for that.
How's your journey been on YouTube and creating music as a whole? Do you have any advice motivation-wise how to keep going and deal with YouTube as a whole?
My time here making things on YouTube has been really interesting, to say the least. I think my perception of it is a little warped because I feel like I'm just on a big lucky streak of videos doing well, because the content itself has questionable quality. There are people around me that I know are leagues ahead of me in making music, and they know their stuff super well, yet I have 10 times as many subscribers than them somehow. I think that's a concept that you really have to wrestle with if you ever decide to make content, is that YouTube itself can be very random when it comes to what gets attention. Motivation-wise, I am not the guy to talk to. I've struggled with motivation in a lot of aspects of my life for the past several years now, and YouTube's ever-changing rules and hypocrisy definitely do not quell my struggles. It can be a lot, so my best advice is to just keep pushing through it all. Don't overdo it, because that'll burn you out, but don't ever stop or give up, even if you have to make one video a year. And don't let numbers dictate how you view your craft, because they aren't degrees of success in art.
Where are you from, and does anyone from your class or university know about your channel?
I've actually never met a fan in real life. Obviously my friends and family know about my channel, but I've never come across a stranger who knows who I am. Then again, I'm not super social, so it's harder for me to find that out, and they wouldn't exactly know from my face since I don't show that. But I think it's definitely a bucket list item for all creators, is to come across a fan in public.
How did you know the part in heaven says Z-mixed? Are you from a religious background, or was it just research?
That's a good question. I am actually from a religious background. I attended a Catholic school growing up, so I've got a lot of random biblical knowledge kicking around in my noggin. It's also partly why Mandela Catalog appealed to me so much when I first watched it, because of all the biblical stuff. But when it comes to referencing Christianity things in my work, I try to research it too, so I'm not just throwing random things out. And that goes for all symbolic elements in my songs. Doing research is important. Okay, I got a bunch of opinion-related questions next, starting with this.
What is your favorite Friday Night Funkin' mod?
Man, there are so many mods, and you're gonna try and make me pick one. I'm gonna talk about a few anyway. I mean, Witty was a big hit. Tricky, Hypno's Lullaby, Hotline 024, I don't know, man, this is hard. I'm gonna first pick Urple Guy. It's got a unique style, and it has a wide variety of FNAF-related media reference in it, and it's being steered into a completely original direction, which I love, and from the things I've been shown personally, I'm super excited for the Wait For Me update. D-Sides got its big Redux update not too long ago, and it's literally incredible. Like, I love it a lot. The dedication that the directors have for making new takes on all these characters from all these different things is so cool, and I'm really excited to see that mod flourish. Oh, actually, I just thought of one more, Bop City. But only because the menu is the funniest thing that I've ever seen in a mod ever. Like, look at this.
What do you think about the current state of FNF mods?
I feel like right now is the best time to make mods because the tools available to make one are at the best state they've ever been in. The bar is basically impossibly high now because of how impressive the bigger mod releases have been, and it can be discouraging because of the thought process that's like, why would I make a mod when it won't be as good as, I don't know, Bop City? And I think that is bad faith. Just because there's a high bar doesn't mean you need to hit it. Just make something for fun. That kind of mindset is an integral part of being creative. If you're constantly worrying about being bigger or better than something else, you'll be too stressed over making a mistake that you won't end up making anything at all. So overall, I think the current state of modding is good. The community, on the other hand, is, I mean, well, you know.
Will you ever make a game?
Maybe someday.
As a kid, I always wanted to make a game, but in the same way when a kid says they want to be an astronaut or a firefighter. I'm an ambitious little ball of sunshine that has thousands of ideas all the time, so it's never off the table. Probably not for a while though. Making music is already hard enough.
Got any new/recent hobbies?
I like baking. Cooking too, but only for breakfast. Also, it's not really a hobby, but I've started to buy a bunch of little Kirby merch whenever I see it out in public.
Any other horror media do you like? Creepypastas and such?
I've always loved creepypastas and EXEs and analog horrors and other spooky things online. Recently, I really got into SCP stuff and read some of the big ones like the Class of 76, SCP-914, The Hanged King, and some of the fun ones like SCP-2614, Rotten Tomatoes, and well, the list goes on. There's like a million of them. Oh, and another really good horror podcast series I adore is the Magnus Archives. It's really, really, really good, and I highly recommend listening to it. I'm somewhere in season 3 right now, and I literally made an entire spreadsheet and learned Obsidian to take notes on it. I'll definitely want to make a song on it at some point because I like it that much.
So my question is, what do you think of Dial Down? I have yet to play myself, but considering it was made by the same guy who made DSAF, I have hopes it's good. And I'm kinda curious if you have any opinions on the game, if you played it already.
I have not played it. I have been recommended it at least a dozen times by my buddy Brady Boyo, and I've yet to delve into it. I'm sure it's fantastic just because who's making it.
Huge fan BTW. Are you a Vocaloid fan, and if so, who is your favorite?
I love Vocaloid. I really need to get into it more, but I've loved Echo by Crusher P for years. Obviously, I like Mesmerizer. Crea Gato, if you know her, does some really creative Vocaloid stuff, and I seriously need to listen to more of it overall. I think that will be something I end up making as a composer at some point. I've seen the FNF music to Vocaloid pipeline act on some composers that I listen to, and I think I'll need to try it too at some point.
How long is the gap between visuals been done and the song between finished in most cases with your bigger videos? Would you ever consider releasing just the music first as a separate video before the visuals are done?
In the past, when a song of mine gets finished, I get so excited about releasing it that I end up marketing and announcing release dates before I even start on the visuals. This is why you see me in the comments of some of my uploads being like, if you see any mistakes in this visualizer, that's because I was up all night making this. And it's a really bad habit. I've been getting better at it though. Releasing the song before the visuals are done might be something that works for other musicians, but a lot of the fun with my remixes is that there are these unexpected changes present in them. I think that if I just uploaded the audio for the song only, then a new upload with visuals later, it would probably lessen the impact of those changes a lot. When it comes to doing original songs or smaller song projects, I think I might want to try that out.
Why there is so much gap between you posting about an incoming song and the song? I've seen so many times a post of a song that should be around the corner when the release date is like in 2 months almost every time.
Yeah, this is what I was just talking about earlier. I'm trying to get better at this, I swear. As you can probably see with how I handle Miller Z-Mixed, it can get pretty bad. Discipline is something I seriously have to get better with.
I love your work. Do you like making these songs or remixing them? And also, do you take breaks?
I mean, yeah, I take breaks. I'm not some machine that works on music every waking moment of my life. And despite the issues, I still love doing this. I love making music, I love making stories, I love writing, I love creating stuff in general. I don't think I'll ever really stop doing it.
Which software that you use gives you the most trouble?
If I were answering this 2 years ago, it would have been Adobe Premiere. It kind of still is, because it's actually what I'm using right now to make this video, unfortunately. It has rendering problems. Adobe products usually just have this stench around them that you unfortunately have to deal with because there aren't a ton of good alternatives. Adobe Animate users, I pray for you. But since we're answering this right now in 2026, it's probably Z-Game. This is mostly because when I got help making a PC build, I was suggested to get an AMD graphics card. It's something like an AMD Radeon Sapphire RX 9080 Definitive Edition and Knuckles, now with Funky Kong. When it comes to Z-Game, it has hardly any support. One of the essential and only available tools I use for making my Z-Game visualizers is sugar filters, which is supported on NVIDIA graphics cards. So now, because I'm on a different brand of graphics card, I can't use a lot of the newest filters from that. At this rate, I'm probably gonna have to learn how to use After Effects, which I am dreading. I learned a small amount of it in high school for a film class, and I was like trying to build a rocket with Lincoln Logs in the rain while in hell. Editor's note, this is me from the future. I asked my code guru buddy Data5 to help delve into the code of sugar filters and fix it for AMD graphics card users. And fixing them was as simple as removing literally one line of code. So now I can use Z-Game properly again. Everyone please say thank you to Data5. If you're interested, you can download those here. Click the icon card in the corner of the video. Now back to the questions.
What is the hardest part in making a song?
Mixing. Mixing can literally completely kill a good song if you do not do it right. I do not do it well. Some people say to use minimal effects. Some people use all these big fancy effects to help. You have to consider how the mix sounds on headphones versus speakers. You have to be conscious of every single plugin you add so it doesn't unbalance the mix. Is the high end blown out? Are the mids muddying the mix? How do you mix a metal guitar? It's torture! It's the worst part of any song because if you struggle with it, it can make the whole music gig feel like such a chore. Maybe I'm exaggerating it, just a pinch, but I can confidently say that mixing is the least fun stage of making music.
How do you feel about your growth? As an aspiring artist, I'd love to hear what you think about your old songs. Do you ever just re-listen to them every now and then as a reminder that you've grown so much since your first song?
Looking back on everything and then seeing where I am now, I gotta say it's unbelievable. I seriously find myself still in disbelief that I somehow amassed such a large following from what I do. I do sometimes look back on older videos and sit there like, wow, this is what helped me to get to where I am? This sucks. Maybe that kind of thought shows me that I've just gotten better since that point. Doing this kind of YouTube, or actually just creative stuff in general, is like climbing a gigantic, insurmountable mountain. After climbing that mountain for months or years, you might feel like you're slowing down or that climbing the mountain is pointless in the first place. You're always looking forward as you climb, and because of that, you sometimes forget to look back. So when you remember to do so, you see how high you actually climbed, how far from the ground level you've ascended. If you can do all of that, then who says you can't keep going?
Did you ever get that moment where making music didn't feel like a hobby or something and started feeling like this is my job now?
Actually, I haven't thought about it like that, but I think realistically, it was when I was told I had to start paying taxes because of the money I was earning from my music. At that point, I was like, wow, this could actually be my job. But I think you're asking about the point where it starts to feel less like a fun thing and more of a job, which I haven't hit yet. Like I said, I love making stuff. I might get burnt out or demotivated, but I'll never give up entirely. I'm just too darn stubborn.
If you were to go back in time and teach your past self any tips and tricks of music production, what would they be?
Learn mixing. No, but if I had to go back, and I mean really back to when I was a wee lad, I would say to listen to more normal music. I know I had the whole story about video game music earlier, but I kind of missed out on burning lyrical music into my brain, and I feel like my understanding of a lot of genres is very shallow because of it. I can always listen to more music now, of course, but I think people underestimate just how much the things you interact with as a kid affect your brain in the future.
Congrats on 100K, and on to the question. What was the best and worst time for the channel/time on YouTube, and what motivation did you have to keep you through the worst?
Best time for the channel was, now unfortunately, the Mandela era. I mean, Encounter Z-Mixed hit 1 million views in under a month. That's kind of still insane even now. The worst time for the channel, you know, I think I'll be real. I think it's recently, like right now. I mean, I used to post songs and remixes pretty frequently, but now I have you all waiting months for a single song. That's lame. It's lame. I talked about my struggles with motivation earlier, so to put it briefly, my love for creating things will triumph anything and everything else in the end. I just like making stuff. Okay, I include this one for a joke, but actually, I think it's really cool that people are fans of me from around the world. This question is in Russian, and when I check my audience demographics, Russia is in the top 5 countries that listen to me. I just think it's cool that people around the world listen to my music, that's all. As for your submission, thanks. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks. I really don't know. I use a lot of sound fonts, Flex, I'm getting into Serum more, and eventually I want to try getting Contact. I think my overall most used plugin in songs that you hear is probably Flex, because it has a ton of sounds in it. My favorite though is definitely this one I downloaded recently called MAME. It allows me to make the quality of any audio a lot worse, but it compresses it in the way a bad YouTube video would instead of just standard bit crushing, and there's a lot of stuff you can do with it, so I really do.
Do you think you'll ever post anything else besides songs?
Yes, in fact, I'll tell you about that in a minute here with a special announcement, but besides that, something I've considered is doing very occasional streams. For example, I've never played Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. I know a lot about it, but I've never played the game nor sat through a playthrough of it. The only reason I'm using this game specifically as an example is because I told a friend I never played it and they said they would love to watch me play through it. So it got me thinking about doing very rare streams where I play games or something like that. I say very rarely because I, simply put, don't really live in a spot where I can comfortably live stream often. Anyway, I'm not saying that I'm gonna start streaming now or anything. It's just a thought that I had. Let me know what you think and if you'd watch that kind of stuff.
Hey, Zach, first of all, I wanted to say that I think your work is amazing, both in terms of art and especially music, and know that you're an inspiration to many people here. I wanted to ask, how did you learn to make music? What tips would you give to someone who wants to learn from scratch? I'm asking this about the art side too. Anyway, congratulations on 100K. You deserve it.
Thank you. And I mean, it's the same as any other art. You just kind of start doing it. Keep working at it all the time, and slowly, like imperceptibly slowly, you will improve. Creative hobbies are like muscles, and you have to put in consistent work to learn it. And in today's digital age, you can pretty much find a tutorial for anything on YouTube. So if I had advice, try to build up momentum with it.
How do you make your songs?
Will you ever teach us how you make your covers? What is your process when making a song? How do you structure it?
And this is that thing I was talking about a few questions ago. I've had this idea for a little while, and while I won't directly teach you how to make music because I'm absolutely not at the level to do that, here's what I will do instead. An FLP secrets / hidden details breakdown video. That's kind of a mouthful. I'll workshop it. If you stuck around for a while, you would know that I'm a cheeky fellow, a real scheming, sneaky son of a gun that likes to hide secrets in videos, and the songs too. There have been ARGs that have been solved, but there are even some things in my projects that have still not been found. Well, guess what? This video that I plan to make will be a mini compilation of those hidden details as well as my thought process behind some of the decisions that I make while creating songs. Not sure if I'll reveal absolutely every little secret because I want to leave some things up for you to find, but I definitely want to go through pretty much every song that I've worked on and at least say something about it. This will even include songs not uploaded on my channel right now. I think it'll be a fun video to have as a break from music, so I'm thinking somewhere in the middle of summer for it. If there's anything specifically that you want to see from it, please let me know. Alright, how's everyone doing so far? We're over halfway through the questions. I know the last section was really long, but these next ones should breeze by. Up next are some questions relating to the future.
What will be your next school after the Miller?
What do you plan on making after Miller Z-Mix?
What are some song / remix ideas you have planned after Miller Z-Mix? I'm one of your biggest fans, and being deprived of your stuff because of this song is killing me.
So a lot of people are curious what my plans are for after Miller Z-Mixed is out. See, if Miller had been like all my other remixes from the era it was from, it would have taken a month and I would have continued on making whatever remixes I wanted. But because of the way of how it's gone and how apparent it is that I am terrible with releases, I will just simply say, I don't know. I already have a dozen unfinished songs and a baker's dozen song ideas. More than that, actually. The point is that there are a lot of things that I could do. I have enough said in my other answers that it kind of helps you understand my current mindset, and hopefully the next couple answers can help as well. To keep it short, I will go wherever the wind ends up taking me.
When is your next Z-Mixed song coming out?
A very good question. I'm ignoring.
What is the theme for the next song you're working on?
I know I just talked about not announcing things preemptively, but let me talk about this because I think this is the best moment to bring this up. I guess you can call this an answer to the other question as well. I think after Miller comes out, I'm gonna try and make worse music. Now, on the surface, that sounds bad. I get it. But when I look at my channel, I've kind of been putting every ounce of ambition in my body into these things. I mean, I learned how to make sprites and animation for Psychobituary, so I believe it might be best for me to just take a step down the ladder. I want to make smaller scale songs that aren't as crazy as my standard projects so I can get back into a more consistent upload schedule. Of course, this does not mean my bigger projects are going away, not at all. I think it would be nice if there was some kind of buffer between those huge scale songs with something more simple. It also gives me the opportunity to experiment with new genres, try something new, and build a wider discography. Have more songs.
After Forbidden Path, do you think you'll do any more Deltarune / Undertale themed songs?
Do you plan on making more Deltarune songs? I really like Deltarune, and Forbidden Path was actually like perfect. It's so peak. I would love to see more stuff like that.
Man, I really did not think people would like Forbidden Path as much as some of you did. That's awesome! I personally think I could have done better with the singing and the tuning for it, but to be fair, that was my first time singing. By the way, yeah, I love Deltarune, so I will definitely do more with it in the future, despite all of the materia collective issues.
Is there any indie game that you might be inspired to make a song for, like with the one you made for Deltarune?
If you're asking about more indie game songs, then I don't want to promise making anything, but I can tell you what I like, and maybe someday, when I have free time, I'll swing around to them maybe. Things like Hollow Knight, Ultra Kill, Amori, Buddy Simulator 1984, Kinito Pet, Binding of Isaac, Celeste, Baldi, Anna, I'm Scared, and, well, Deltarune, of course. Quick, make your guesses, place your bets now, which one will I do next?
Hi, Seiko here. Nice to talk with you once again.
I don't know you.
What we can expect from you in the future. New contents, animations, series, more music off F&F related, and how's
I've probably answered enough of this in other questions, but I will say that I have always had the idea of fleshing out a world that my characters can exist in. Like, imagine Z Sharp, Z Flat, and some other wacky fellows in a little world. Maybe in a webcomic. Maybe. Like I said, making songs right now the way I do, it's already difficult enough.
You ever gonna make any merch?
I have some big news. Nope, actually, just kidding. I lied. Gotcha again. I have thought about the prospect of making merch before, and I've even been urged by some people around me to do it, and it might be something I explore eventually. I just kind of thought that most YouTuber merch is kind of lame, so if I were to make anything at all, I would want to make it something that people will actually want to wear in public. I'm not a clothing guru, literally, at all. I wear hoodies and sweats basically all the time, so I'm probably not the best creative mind when it comes to clothing. But hey, merch doesn't have to be clothing. Maybe I could think of something else. And if there's enough demand for it, maybe I can get something together. I think I've said that about 3 times this video so far now, so you guys got homework, basically. Maybe I'll look at the premiere chat right now and see what people are thinking.
Will you ever develop your own modded FNF?
I am. Like, I have a whole video on my channel, and there was a trailer in Funkcast 3 with my name on it. Other than that, though, I think I do want to make my own grab bag FNF mod, and I've got a few ideas for it, but I'm really trying to do one thing at a time so I can actually get them done before I get ahead of myself.
What are current plans for Funkin, if you will?
Boy, I am so glad that you asked. For those who are uncultured, Funkin is Fuel is a Friday Night Funkin mod all about Ultra Kill. We had a trailer in Funkcast 3 for the demo, and yeah, that's my bad, honestly. I can explain, I swear. So, as you can tell from the names listed in the trailer, the team for Funkin is Fuel is not large. Some of the names listed in there are just one-time requests or commissions to help with a certain asset. The number of actual core devs is slim. Also, you can see that this mod has 3 directors, me, Fiddy, and Zai. The issue is that at this moment, literally all of us have something else drawing our attention away. I have Miller, Fiddy has Baldi's Basics and Funkin, and Zai has a lot of work for D-Sides and his own solo stuff. Besides this, the main artists for this mod are also being stretched thin across multiple projects, some of which I just mentioned. Basically, long story short is that there is no one available to work on the mod right now. A ton of assets are done and the songs are both complete, but it just needs that little extra bit of oomph and a functional build to get it posted. So I apologize for the extreme weight on it. I think to compensate for that, I can show off a little bit of the other song in this demo, composed by me, of course. So let's have a little listen. So yeah, I'm not sure when we'll be able to get that together. I have a lot of plans for more content and some stuff is already in the works, but obviously I can't finish all that without the proper team for it. I'll hopefully have an update on that soon. For now, you can follow the mod account at FNFRicoShot on Twitter for updates on it. Okay, so we've already been sitting here for like, I don't know, a while. There's only a few dozen questions left, and I'm thinking this is the perfect time to bring back another bit from the 10K special. So,
get ready for the lightning round. Go!
What is your favorite color?
Red. No, purple. No, wait, green. Actually, red. I changed my mind. God, I'm rusty at this.
What's your favorite food?
Pancakes.
Have you heard the joke about the welder dog?
No.
Favorite kind of cheese?
Gouda.
How many apples can you eat?
I don't know. Is there a limit?
Who your favorite Pokemon?
Ditto.
Is it time?
Did you guys just see this person's username? Look, like, who are you?
How are you so awesome sauce?
I don't know.
Is dreaming the vestige of the primitive mind?
Have you read Homesick?
No, but maybe someday.
Dave Miller, how to you?
What?
Did you ever played One Shot and try a Calamity mod?
No, and yes.
Can you remake your Fortnite Megalovania?
Viddy, I want to let you know I have full power to leak all of Baldi's basics in Funkin right now, so stop asking me about Fortnite Megalovania.
What's your favorite, Bucky?
Ladybug.
How sharp is AZ Sharp?
My newest logo was designed in Adobe Illustrator, which is a vector art program, so technically the corners are infinitely sharp.
Mini Boss.
Do you have pets?
Yes, 1 cat and 2 dogs.
Are you going to keep putting secrets on your songs?
Yes.
Do you plan on making a mod for all your songs to be playable or some of them?
No.
Do you plan on re-remixing some of your songs?
Yes.
Maybe a creepy question, but what's the color of your eyes?
Yes, this is creepy.
What do you think is the meaning of life?
Subscribing to my channel.
What would you put on a sub? As in the sandwich. And I'm talking meats, cheese, sauces, etc.
Turkey on Dutch crunch with lettuce, tomato, American cheese, pickles, and mustard. Call me basic, call me boring, I don't care. It's yummy in my tummy.
Do you like apples?
Didn't I just... yeah, sure.
What do you think at Welcome Memories?
Didn't play it.
Hey man, I was wondering if you have any thoughts on the FNAF 2 movie.
Started finding there were some good bits, but it generally got worse the longer it went on, and I dislike how goofy the movie was, and I really hope FNAF 3 takes itself more seriously.
What would you do if when you okay, so he said yes, would go?
Any game you think's underrated?
Web fishing. Man, I miss web fishing so much.
Can you marry me?
You guys are weird.
What's your favorite ice cream?
Cookies and cream.
Do you like Transformers?
I'm not an avid fan, but they're cool.
Hi!
Hi.
Can you do like a super sick backflip like right now?
No! How do you feel about green beans?
Why do you guys keep asking me weird questions about food?
To questions now. Do you like anime? And if so, what is your favorite one?
Yes, but I haven't watched a lot of it. Like, the only distinct one in my mind is the Danganronpa 3 anime. Bro, that's not good.
I'm a fan. Can I have money and fame?
Final boss.
Jesus Christ, this is 10 questions.
What's your favorite genre of music?
EDM, it's a broad umbrella term for a lot of good subgenres.
What's your favorite song?
Lose Yourself by Eminem.
If you were a bird, what bird would you be?
Pigeon.
How many people have you wronged in life?
Literally, what do you gain from asking me something like this?
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
What holiday is your favorite?
Halloween.
At what point do the intentions of an action no longer matter because of the consequences?
Socrates, what are you blabbering about?
What flower is your favorite?
I looked up a list of flower types for this question and found this one. So, yeah.
What's your favorite story game?
Super Paper Mario.
Do you think it can ever be too late for someone to change?
Oh, now I get it. This is Sans from Undertale asking me these. And that is the lightning round. With that, I have answered just about every single question thrown at me across the board. I really did go through every single one, commented, and submitted to the forum, so if you didn't see your question, I apologize. I hope I at least answered what you're asking through a different question though. But yeah, that's about it. Nothing else left. Thank you for watching. I'm just kidding, I gotcha. Third time's a charm. Alright. Fine. Let's go back. Like, a while back. The date is February 14th, 2023. Valentine's Day, actually. I didn't know that. I was in my high school senior year data science class, and I was bored. When I get bored like that in class or just while I'm out and about, I end up thinking about making stuff. Song ideas, video ideas, things like that. That day, I looked at my sub count on YouTube Studio on my phone and noticed that we recently passed 20k subs. I, very impulsively, decided to create a celebration event for the milestone in the form of a vote. Enter the Z-Mixed Showdown. I got a bracket template, did some small edits, and posted it to both my community tab and my Twitter page asking for suggestions for which song would get Z-Mixed next. Now this was quite recently after Real Sleep Z-Mix dropped, and I was still blowing up from Think and Encounter, so these posts garnered a lot of attention. I would take 8 of the most frequent or most liked suggestions from each post for a total of 16 songs and toss them all onto the bracket. The next day would mark round 1, where I would post the current bracket along with a Google form to collect votes. Whichever song in a given matchup got more votes advanced to the next round. There were some popular songs up there like Frostbite from Lullaby, Sugar Crush from Hotline 024, Impatience from Funkscop, and of course, Miller from Versus Guy V2. After a few rounds and eliminations and the vote gathering much more attention than I thought, this was actually how I first met Sleepy Oreo. We had arrived at the final round. Death Toll from Hypno's Lullaby against Miller. But it didn't matter, because my fate was sealed the moment Miller got put on the bracket. No, the moment I got bored in class. On February 19th, 2023, after a staggering 4,335 votes, Miller was decided as the winner of the Z-Mixed Showdown and would be the next song I would have to Z-Mix. Not a lot of people actually know that story. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. That bracket was held as a late 20k sub-special over 3 years ago. I'm sitting at almost 120k now. That's a lot of you that weren't around for that event. But now you're all caught up to speed. Now you all know why in every comment section of all my videos and my community posts and my Twitter posts and my Discord DMs and my business email are full of the word Miller. A lot has happened since that fateful day. I mean, over 3 years. That's a long, long time. I think it's pretty safe to say that this might be the longest wait time for a single remix, or song for that matter, in the FNF space as a whole. Feel free to correct me though, but I really don't think there has been anything quite like this anywhere else in the community. And because of how long it's been, a lot of you have understandably gotten impatient, inquisitive, and frustrated with me. So these final questions are all about Miller Z-Mixed. Obviously there is the big one that has haunted me for all of this time, but there were some other interesting ones that I got that I want to tackle first. So bear with me here just a bit longer.
Congrats on 100k. And I just want to ask the obvious question. Why is Miller Z-Mixed taking so long? I'm sure there are a few reasons, but I'm just curious on what those are.
Let me just say, and I am being 100% genuine, no jokes, no games when I say this, the universe itself is against this remix coming out. Like to Richard Watterson getting a job levels. Here's some history. Originally, when the project was being cobbled together, it was just me. I posted about a month or so after Miller won the showdown that I was struggling with the remix, to which Zai, formerly Boo Boo, reached out to me offering to help. Zai suggested getting one of his friends to help out too, so I said, sure, why the hell not? And while we're at it, let me grab someone I know and let's make this a big collaborative effort. It was the 4 of us, and I made a whole spreadsheet on who was getting to compose whichever section. It was looking great. I sent my draft to Zai for the first section, he spruced it up, I ended up posting a teaser of it to Twitter in late April 2023, everything was peachy. We decided, stupidly, why don't we just make the entire thing inside one FLP to make passing it around a lot easier? Now, on the surface level, this might sound like it makes sense, but we're not considering missing plugins that one person has that the other person doesn't, zip files with all the samples being increasingly big in size, mixing across different sections, and things started to creak under pressure. Come July 2023, our original plan was starting to show its issues. The FLP was full to bursting, and none of our computers could run it. In September 2023, I had Sleepy Oreo jump in to make a section in a new FLP, which was enough to get things moving from a standstill, but things were slower now. By this point, it had been several months, and we were really starting to lose steam. Some more sections were done over the start of 2024, and oh my god, it's already been a year since Miller won the showdown! I had to post a quick video. It was some of Oreo's section and a note about the 50k special, which would become the 100k special. Now let me tell you, this is Miller Z-Mixed. You know what the rule is for anything Z-Mix, and I will absolutely not spoil it at all, but let me just say that it is very ambitious. So ambitious, in fact, that we were stumped on how to handle it. Every single one of the 5 composers gave it an attempt, each separate takes. This was over several months. 2024 was now 2025, and the spark was gone. If there was any point that I should have canned this project, it was around that time. But eventually, I picked it up again, and a miracle happened. And hey, you know what? I've already revealed a lot about the song process. Let's switch to the art side of things now. I originally got artists together pretty early on in 2023. Again, getting ahead of myself since the remix was nowhere near done. One particular artist was asking me every other month when they could finally start working, and I had to keep saying painfully, not yet. And when the time came for artists to actually start working, the rule about the universe hating this remix proved absolutely true. One artist kept losing their pen nib and couldn't draw. Another artist was given a surprise vacation trip. Another artist literally lost access to their entire PC. Another artist got incredibly sick and was left unable to work on anything. I felt like I was in a cartoon. I haven't even scratched the surface of everything, but I feel like everything I just said is a good enough glimpse into some of the reasons this thing is taking so long. Let's move on to another question.
How do you feel about Miller? Did the project live long enough to become a nightmare for you? Are you having fun making it right now? Or you see it as I have to finish and hate working on it?
I don't think anyone should work on a singular song for over 3 years unless it means something incredibly personal to them. This is a Versus Urple Guy remix about a FNAF fan game. I think that despite everything and all my grievances and frustrations with this remix, I've had fun. It's absolutely one of my most collaborative projects on multiple facets and has the most moving parts out of anything I've ever made. So working on something like this is as fun as it is stressful. For all of the good times, I have twice as many headaches. But no matter what, I always knew that it was something I had to finish. This song was voted on by you all, so if I were to give up, what does that say about my level of care and appreciation for you guys? Who holds a community event just to soil the prize later down the line? So even if I struggled with it, I think I look at it with mostly good feelings.
Will Miller's remix be your last DSAP song?
For a while, yes. Obviously, I've grown attached to this series in my time working on this. In fact, in 2023, when it won, not only did I not know what Versus Urple Guy was, but I didn't even know what Day Shift at Freddy's was. Goes to show how very impulsive that showdown was. Since then, I have played the entire trilogy and even pursued additional lore stuff from the creator's Tumblr page. I like Henry Miller a lot as a character, as well as some of the other goobers from the series, and I've had some thoughts about some other stuff I could do, but not for a while. After Miller's remix, I'm gonna do other stuff for a bit. I already see the color pink when I close my eyes anymore, and I will end up in a straitjacket.
Will Miller's mixed be your final work? It's taken a long time. I wouldn't blame you if you threw in the towel.
Not at all. I'm not going anywhere. I might take a small break, or not. Whenever I say take a break, I never actually end up doing it. And the amount of time this remix has kept people waiting, I don't even know if I'm entitled to a break. I've talked about this literally in so many other questions, but I love making things too much to quit this early on. There's still so much I can do.
I've been thinking a lot about the idea behind Miller's Ed Mixed, not just as a remix but as something that feels emotionally layered and intentional. When you started shaping this project, what was the core feeling or idea you wanted to protect from the beginning, even as the sound evolved? Looking back at the whole process so far, what has been the hardest part to overcome creatively or emotionally? And based on where things stand now, do you have an estimated sense of when it might be ready to be shared?
Very delightfully put. Though this does just feel like a fancy way of asking me when Miller's coming out, I'll take your question in a different direction based on the whole emotional part. I have to say that over the time I've spent with this project, it has grown to mean a lot to me. I started this whole thing when I was 17 in high school, and I'm 20, almost 21, in college now. In a way, because I haven't gone back and redone the older sections, it feels like a time capsule of a project, like I'm collaborating with a younger version of myself. Some people might not like the fact that there are parts of this remix from 2023 that haven't been updated, but I feel like that kind of stuff is part of the remix's identity. I like the time capsule aspect. Get to see it flourish as it goes on. It's something really special. Alright, well, I feel like I've dodged it enough. I've just about talked on and on and on and on, and I've made you all wait 45 pages worth of a 100K special to answer the long-awaited question. When is Miller Z-Mixed going to release? Are you on the edge of your seat? Are you screaming at your screen right now? This is kind of fun, keeping you in suspense. But I guess it's not something I can really...
I've been waiting a long time. Kept hidden from view. just out of reach. The days turned to weeks, to months, to years. But you can't keep me out forever. As the old saying goes, I always come back. So don't keep the devil waiting.
This totally must have been what Toby Fox felt like seeing the Deltarune trailer in the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct.
Do you know how long I've been waiting to announce that?
I bet right now, as Future Me watches this premiere for the video, he's gonna be tearing up. But yes, this is not a joke. This is not a late April Fool's bit. This is not a lie in any way. Miller Z-Mixed will be releasing on Saturday, May 16th, 2026 at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 1 p.m. if you live in New York, 6 p.m. if you live in the UK, 7 a.m. if you live in Hawaii, and I'm sure you can do the math for the rest of the world. Originally, the remix was supposed to go up today in celebration of Day Shift at Freddy's 10th anniversary on April 26th. There wasn't a more perfect time for this to go up. It was almost like this was how things were meant to be from the start, but there were some slight issues, some slight hiccups, and I had to push it a little further. But now it is done. As I record this script, I have seen the complete product and it is glorious. Even though you can tell the earlier sections of the remix are from 2 or 3 years ago, this is still one of the coolest things literally ever. At least to me it is. I know that with the time it's taken for this to come out, there will inevitably be a group of people that say it doesn't live up to the hype or something like that, which I have just accepted because at this point, I don't think there would be any way for me to meet those standards. It is my hope that you can go into this remix with an open mind and just have fun, because let me tell you, it's a real show. There is so much hard work that went into this. A lot of time, a lot of my money, and a lot of love too. Anyway, you know where to be on the 16th. I really, really hope you can all be there for the premiere, because this will be an event like no other on this channel. There will probably not be as much hype for a project on my channel like this for a very long time, so don't miss out. Watch it on call with your friends, live stream it, record it, do whatever. I would love to see your guys' reaction to this, so don't forget. And with that, there are truly no questions left. Although I did get 2 submissions that really warm my heart that I want to share.
Not really a question, but I just wanted to say how much I love you and your music. The music somehow helped me through a tough time and let me focus on tests and exams. You're an amazing artist.
Not really a question, but maybe a year and a half ago, I started making music, and you've been a big inspiration for me. Thank you.
I think it's absolutely beautiful that beyond just people enjoying the content that I make, I'm able to help someone with their lives or motivate them into making music for themselves. As a creator, that is the biggest achievement to have. Hitting sub goals is awesome and having a video blow up is great, but that stuff is always second place to the mark I leave on you guys. If the things I make are enough to brighten your day or get you inspired to make something of your own, nothing else matters as much as that. And I have succeeded as a creator and a composer. The reason I share my music and my videos and whatever else I make is because you guys mean the world to me, and I want to do all that I can to inspire you to be creative. So I will continue doing what I do, and I hope that I can continue to make your day a little better. That's really all I got. I'll end this video off with a list of people that I want to thank that have helped me along my journey here on YouTube, but this will be my formal goodbye for the 100K special. Thank you all for being here, for watching to the very end of the video. Thank you for listening, for enjoying, for supporting, for dealing with my struggles, for everything else in between. I will never be able to truly thank you all enough for just how much you have done for me, but the only way I can think of getting close is to continue to make music for you all. I'm looking forward to the release of Miller Z Mixed for the rest of the year and for the future of this channel to come. I hope you'll stick around to see what awesome stuff comes next, but for now, I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.